This is Gato Perro doing another review, this time on the Spider-Man Classic 2009 Snap-on Rocket Armor Spider-Man from Hasbro. This is a figure we picked up from the flea market for a total of $7, so we reduced it down from $8 to $1 less. And it does come with some pretty funky looking accessories like some boots and some type of rockets. His name is on the bottom, Hasbro, some waving design on the side. And on top we get a basic picture of Spider-Man web sling, Snap-on Rocket Armor as we said. Back of the packaging features a somewhat better looking figure, but we'll take a closer look at those problems later on. Snap-on Rocket Armor, some messed up sticker bio reading, but the most I can tell you, Spider-Man is more powerful than ever before, strength based and web slinging abilities boosted by something. Sorry I can't finish that. Other figures on the line that we have collected, the McFarlane, the re-release of the McFarlane Spider-Man, the Iron Spider, Black Suit Spider-Man. We have the Venom, we just reviewed them. We have the Carnage, but we haven't, and a Green Goblin. So, we'll take a moment to get the figure of the packaging. We'll be right back with the review of Snap-on Rocket Armor Spider-Man. And here we have Snap-on Rocket Armor Spider-Man with his little jetpack with little missiles on the top. And on the bottom, he has some pretty funky looking boots. If you could show him, Mr. Gato. Yeah, it has some little spider legs on the side, and you can even get them on all the way, and if you do, it's almost impossible to get them back out if you're a little kid. So I decided not to put them all the way on, but before we take them off, I would like to bring up the attention that this is pretty plain looking plastic with no sort of paint shading, but when you look at the back, it looks much nicer, doesn't it? You can see all the black shading that got in between, the little marks in between, and even the boots look a lot nicer in this one. So that's kind of disappointing. At least he could have done better on the accessories, but we're gonna take them off anyway, and thank God it's a snap-on, so you can just remove it like so. It can look a lot less ridiculous and more like your traditional looking Spider-Man. So let's continue with the review with more good looking awesome Spider-Man. So right away, I'd like to think that the head sculpt is really well done. In fact, tremendous. The eyes were a little it's not disappointing, but just not as good looking as back of the packaging prototype. Now this might be a paint error that happens, but that looks a lot nicer in the eye paints, mostly because they might have missed, like the paint work supposed to go more this way, that way, because then his eyes look a bit more separated in the actual figure. But not bad. From the side, I really like how it looks. So does Mr. Gato. Like, you can just turn it, like, it looks really nice, really big wide eyes like Spider-Man should have. And it comes up to the point, which I always did like. All the webbing is sculpted and painted. Even everything is really nice on this figure. And articulation is a bit to be desired, but not really, because it kind of makes up for it and kind of is an exact mold of the Fiercest Foes 3-inch Spider-Man line. Other than that, it's a pretty good figure. If you can just show the paintwork, the spider looks more traditional, like the ultimate kind. Even on the back, it looked more like this particular Spider-Man, but whatever. I really like the back spider. It has the little black outline and all the hugeness across his back, so really cool. Everything's sculpted, although his hand is stuck in that position like this, facing up, so you can't really fix that, but I think it's better positioned than the black suit one that's on the back of the packaging, because I think it's more twisted this way, if you know what I mean. And no torso. Well, articulation can come later, but nice sculpt, nice build on Spider-Man. Not too buff, not too skinny, but just enough. Legs are sculpted really well. So for articulation, he has a ball jointed head. They can go up reasonably well and really far down. So I like that a lot. It has a little pivot to it, so you can get him looking like he's confused. Ball jointed shoulders that go in and out like so. Pretty high, pretty low, up and down. Wrist swivel and bend at the elbow, no wrist. And his hand is open in a clenching way, so you can get him to hold maybe some webbing. And his thumb, now he's cheering, eh? He has this rock-on symbol or the web shooting hand on the other side, again stuck in that way, but you can't get him to thwip well enough. He has a really good diaphragm joint that goes back, forward, and side to side, so that works really well. Just a paint mishap on the bottom of the torso. As for the torso, the legs, he has wide joints that go forward and back, and personally I prefer to have since this is wide joint, I rather have the little, what do you call this?
Hinge.
A hinge facing forward. That way it's easier, more like, so you can kick it forward and then just swivel it back so you can go in and out much easier than having to rotate it the whole time. So he has thigh articulation that moves around really smoothly. He has point at the knee and he swivels at the knee, but no calf, no ankle, nothing. So this is a pretty basic looking Spider-Man. But I think the sculpt work is nice, and he's pretty well articulated for what he is. So, as a size comparison, being from the Spider-Man Classics line, we do have other figures from that line, including the Scorpion Strike Venom, aka the Mac Gargan Venom. So you can see him right there. If you can see where that little accessory to the mouth is, roarg. So you can see his height reaches up to at least his elbow. Wait, his elbows are up underneath his chin, so he's pretty good. And then a much bigger Venom figure, including the re-release of the Toy Biz Venom. You can see his height right there, much taller than Mark Gargan Venom, and he's much taller than him, obviously. So that's a really good height. If I had to say, he would go with him more. I think this one belongs with more of your Toy Biz figures or the release of McFarlane one. But either way, it's good. Anyway, if you ever see this figure, I think I would recommend it. If you're in the look for a good Marvel Legends Spider-Man, I guess this is pretty good. Articulation is not as good as maybe the more recent Marvel Legends, but it's not bad either. So, this has been Gato Perro recommending this figure, aka called the Snap-on Rocket Armor. Maybe you get tired of us saying that, but the sculpt work is good, paint is awesome, and it's, you know, it's pretty cool. As a rating, I guess I would give it a 7 out of 10. You?
I would actually give it a 7 also.
Yep. Alright guys, this has been a review. Thanks a lot for watching. We'll stay tuned for more reviews and style motions coming out soon from our channel, Gato Perro.